Okay, let's start moving to the injuries. Worries at Chelsea. Levi Colwill is still sidelined with nail injury. Raising questions over Chelsea's defensive stability. The doc, you're a doctor, yeah. I know you have, a flair to talk of talking about injuries to players. How big of a loss is Levi Colwill to Chelsea systems? Do you think they have the depth to cope in central defense? And looking at the kind of injury he could this time around, it's a new injury. For how long do you think Levi Colwill will be out?
I'm not sure exactly, but the medical team should have given us
I
a
think it's
date.
an ACL. He picked up an ACL.
So I think he's out for the season.
No, no, not
It's
for
going
the
to be
season.
out for close to the season, 6, 8, 10 months, depending on the kind of injury. Because even when you treat ACL by surgery and you're supposed to recover, it takes 6, 7 months to recover, and there may be a relapse during recovery. It happens to footballers a lot, especially when they are trying to rush back. Usually, you should just let that season be 10 months to get your ACL back in place, because apart from the surgery, the anterior cruciate ligament is a major ligament that is, in fact, as important as you having the leg. Without that ligament, there are two of them, the anterior and the posterior. They crisscross this way. One of them stops your leg from sliding backward. The other one stops it from going forward. So footballers and people who run need it to be in perfect shape. And for the players to sacrifice, apart from stitching them together, they need to heal properly. And that takes quite a while. And when they do, recovery takes another 3, 4 months.
Wow.
Because the muscles will have atrophied to about 40% of their original size and strength. So you now have to mobilize the muscles, strengthen the muscles, and feed the person with the right nutrients to boost the muscle to come back at least close to the other one that wasn't injured. We saw the case of this young man, one of wonderful footballers in Bayern Munich who had ACL injury. We saw how his leg
Oh, that is
emaciated.
talking about what's it called? Davis,
Davis, yes, the American boy. He had.
Canadian.
Oh, he's Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alfonso,
okay.
yeah.
Alfonso Davis. If you look at the two legs now, two thighs, one is just almost half the other one, and he has to build it. And that's his major leg, his right leg, his dominant leg. So for Levi Colwill, I think Chelsea should just look at options available. Darabioyo is there. And you'll have Chaloba always available. They need to just get a replacement for him now, because he cannot return to form. Oh, look at uh, what's his name? The last Ballon d'Or winner from Spain,
Rodri.
Rodrigo had his injury. He was supposed to come back in 10 months. When he returned, he couldn't do anything until the end of the season. At the end of the season, he got a relapse. He got another injury. He had to be off again. He couldn't play for Spain. So ACL injuries are usually, in fact, they used to be terminal injuries for players, but now they can be managed if properly given enough rest.
Okay.
So for me, it's 10 months for him.
All right, 18 months is the timeline for Levi Colwill to be out or be sidelined from playing football. We just wish him all the best and quick recovery to the Chelsea centre back. Paulo, should Chelsea dip back into the market for defensive cover across the youngsters coming through? And just today, it was confirmed that Renato Vega will be joining Villarreal in the Spanish La Liga. It's a 25 million euros of fixed price and 4.5 in add-ons. So with Renato Vega out of it now, Chelsea needs, which is there any need for them to go into the market and get themselves a left centre back?
Well, it depends, depends. Like Doc said, they should have confirmed the number of, how long Levi Colwill will be out. And we saw Chelsea last match. I think they started with Archipong,
Archipong, yeah.
and they have the likes of Wesley Fofana still,
Available
with the
for
team.
selection.
There is what is his name again? Tosin Adarabioyo, who is also around, and there's Badiashile also.
He's also not injured.
Badiashile out injured, but I don't think they are long-time injury. It depends if they are long-time injury. Aside from Levi Colwill now, who is out for a very long time, I don't think the other ones are out. But they started with Archipong, and I think that he played fantastically well. He was very, very, good on the ball. But I don't think Chelsea should be going, because they recently brought in Ato.
What was more for the left back?
I think he can also play across the back line. So It depends on the other guys that have been out injured now. If their injury is going to be up to 3-4 months, I think they should be going to the market. But if it's something that they can come back maybe within 2 weeks, why not hold on?
Okay, moving straight to West Ham's and Warren starts of the season. For West Ham, it was a tough start, beaten 3-0 by newly promoted Sunderland in their opening match. And the dog was that defeat and early warning sign of deeper problems at West Ham, or just a bad day at the office. Losing 3-0 to newly promoted Sunderland.
Yeah, we know championship clubs, when they come in, usually come with that strength. And they they usually fall along the way. Sunderland played a very good season, had a wonderful season, and they made a lot of money, coming from championship.
Yeah.
And they
And
come
they've
in
actually
with
got a lot of players.
a lot of
I think
players.
about 11 players
They
got in
reinforced
this
hugely.
window.
They made a lot of money, about 210 million pounds or so from winning the championship. And that's a lot of money to spend on players for a club who just came from championship side, And when they come in with that strength, what do you expect? They come in and, West Ham unprepared. West Ham didn't play them for so long, and West Ham is possibly trying to balance their books and try to beef up for the season. And of course, they were hammered. And of course, we expect West Ham to reshuffle. But West Ham will be facing Chelsea now, I suppose.
Yeah.
And I think West Ham is going to give one away again. It will be buy one, get one free. Because Chelsea is going to come with all the aggression and try to recover points. And West Ham will try to stand up. And it's a London derby. It's a central London derby. So it's going to be a major issue against West Ham. I don't think it was a bad day in office for West Ham. I think it's the state of West Ham right now.
And the last kudos to Tottenham Hotspur. And he used to be
They
there.
didn't lose him. They sold
They
him.
sold him.
Yes. So what do you expect from them? And that's their major key attacker, And so you give out your best leg in front, and how do you score? How do you put the opponents on their toes? Because if your strikers are out and they are not on their toes, especially players that give defenses problems, the defense will be at rest and they will be able to support attack, which is what they suffered from.
Okay, Apollo, straight to it. Playing Chelsea at home this week at the London Stadium. Do you see it as the best chance to bounce back, or is that the worst possible fixture for West Ham?
I think that should be the best, game for them to come back, because if they can get at least, if possible, if they can get all 3 points, it means that the fans, the players will look at it. If you can defeat probably the reigning world champion, then we can go all out. I find it, I don't know if West Ham. I'm not sure if West Ham will be able to win that game, because what I'm saying is that if you look at West Ham since last season, they've been very, very poor. I think they finished behind Manchester United, 16th on the log, and this season they started the same thing. Though they've let some players go. Talking about Kudus and the striker, and released some couple of players. They've probably brought in a goalkeeper, the Leicester goalkeeper, and I'm trying to remember his name, and they've also brought in the Ivorian left back, who I think is a very good player, but the way they play under Graham Potter, it's not encouraging. And if you watch the game against Sunderland, you could see that once you attack this same West Ham, you definitely get good. But if they need to step up this season, they need to start from that game against Chelsea, and I don't think that would. For them, if they win that game, I think they will definitely, pick up from there. But if they lose that game, it will be, a terrible situation they find themselves.